Hey everybody, I'm Heather McManus, creator of Collaborate to Win. I am here to tell you a bit about High Point. So I'm going to go over why you would want to go, how you should go about going in the first place, things to pack, tips for going and having a really successful trip. So if you have never gone before, this will be helpful information. And if you kind of want to up your game for what you take back with you after High Point, other than just inspiration and fun, this is also great for you. So couple of things. High Point is free if you are a buyer and you need to have a resale certificate to be a buyer. So you go onto their website and you register, you put in all your information, and you get your pass in the mail. They have several airports that you can travel to. There's lots of places to stay, and all of that stuff is on the High Point website. So you can find the hotel, the airport, all of that stuff is wonderfully laid out on their website. So I'm not going to go over that stuff. You can find it. They did a great job. So here's why you should go at all. It's kind of mecca for interior designers. If you are trying to figure out furniture and how many brands there are, what would be their price point, what would be their quality, there is no better place to go than High Point. It's the big one. There are little shows here and there where you can kind of glean some information, but there is nothing like High Point. It is enormous. I am not exaggerating at all. I cannot tell you how big this is. And you go and you take away so much. Some people go just to hear all the great speakers and just go to all the events and get so much out of that. You know, you're learning about your marketing and new ways of doing business and pricing, and there's just so many experts sharing their information. So you could just, and they do it twice a year. So there's a fall market and a spring market. The fall market tends to be a little bit more quiet. Less people go to the fall market. That happens in October. And the spring market is in April, and that tends to be a little bit more introductions from the different companies. So either one isn't wrong, and some people go twice a year. So you could go once just to hang out and say, I'm going to learn from all these experts with their free panels and just go and do that. And then another trip where you just learn about furniture, or combine the two and get, you know, a lot out of your trip. So so there's so many reasons to go, but it is the best place to feel and touch and learn. And you should bring a notepad with you to really write down, I liked this company. An opening order is $5,000 to get started, and then I can get my stocking dealer price. And I liked this cushion because every manufacturer has, let's say, 3 to 7 different cushion fillings for your sofa. So you need to go and do the butt test. Go and sit on every piece at that particular manufacturer and say, okay, so this has the fluffy down. This one is their spring coil, whatever. And so this is more comfortable for somebody who wants squishy, and this is more firm for someone who likes it a little harder. And you write all your notes down, so when you come back, you have something to go from. So there's a lot of research that you can do before you go, and the more research you do, the better you're going to do with accomplishing goals for when you get down there. If you're just looking to have some fun and hang out with people and mingle, that's fine, but it's kind of a waste of money because you're paying to fly down there or drive down there. You're paying to stay in a hotel. You're paying for some of your meals. This is a wasted opportunity if you don't see it as serious business. So I encourage the serious business part of it. They send you, and I heard that they don't always send them to newbies. So the second time you go, you will get these nice thick books. So this is the accessory book, and it's all tabbed. so you can find things easily, so you can do some research and homework beforehand. Here's the furniture book. Again, all the tabs, so you can, I'm just interested in Made in America. Well, they have a tab for that. If you're just interested in contemporary, they have a tab for that. So you can kind of like glean some good information from this. They also have kind of a map, and this is, I think, how you should do High Point. So you have no idea until you've been there how enormous this place is. So you might say, I want to hit these 5 vendors in the one day, but those 5 vendors might be spread across this whole town. So if one is here and 2 are there and 1's there, you're going to be spending a lot of time traveling and not a lot of time in showrooms. So what you want to do is say, I'm going to do the Hamilton Wren District this day, and I'm going to do the IHFC building on this day. And if I have time, the steel building's kind of right there, so I'll also hit that. So you want to kind of just go to one area and conquer, because otherwise you are going to spend a ton of time figuring out, where am I? Where do I have to go? And then, okay, so they're across town, so now I'm going to get on this bus to do that. They have it very well organized. There's great transportation, so you don't need a car and things like that. But they do have parking lots. I hear that it's kind of it's going to add to your expense if you rent a car. I suggest you just take their transportation, which they provide from the airport and all around. They'll take you to your hotel at night. You really don't need a car. What you do need is their app. Their app works on your cell phone, your iPad, whatever. It's called My Market, and I'll show you. So if you can see this. So they have every single vendor in here and where they're located under the exhibitors tab. They also have every single event under the events tab. So, and there's little stars. So if I want to go to this event, I would click the star, and then it will populate in the tab called My Market. So under My Market, you've got all the vendors you want to see and then all the events you want to attend. So I would go through, what I do is like, still weeks before, I go through and I star all the places that I want to go, all the events I want to attend, and then I kind of map out where they are so that I'm not wasting a ton of time just traveling all over. So, I'm going to hit IHFC building on this day. So there's 20 places I'm going to hit in that one building. And then if I have time after, I've sat down for a little bit, I can maybe continue on to some other vendors. So the app has maps. It has tons of information. So, maybe you don't know who Maitland Smith is. You've never heard of this before. If you click on Maitland Smith, it will bring you the map of where they're going to be. It brings you a website, and it tells you a little bit about what the company offers. So really, if you go by what they say, that of course they're great, right? Maybe they're not really your thing. So, but if you click their link to their website, you might say, oh, this is totally my thing. This is my customer 100%. So I'm going to go and check them out. And so star them. So this is a great way to do it. They have it on the website too, but if you do it on the website, you can't necessarily take that with you. But on the app, you've got your little iPhone or your cell of whatever kind, and presto, you're all set in one unit. Because trust me, you don't want to carry this around with you. It's way too heavy. The walking you are going to do, the exercise is unbelievable. So comfortable shoes is the most important thing. And I learned this the hard way last time. I bought nice new sparkly Skechers, and I had a blister before I got out of the airport. So those shoes didn't get worn after that. Bring a backup pair and break them in beforehand. Start wearing them way ahead of time so that, where it's going to hit you wrong, you can do something about it. Okay, so then on top of comfortable shoes, wear layers. So you're going to want a cardigan or a scarf or something, because you're going to go from hot to cold. Sometimes it'll pour rain one day. So layers are good. A backup charger. Okay, so I got a serious one. So this one is for like people who go camping. This thing has saved me when we lose power. I have this backup charger and I've not touched it in months and it's still got tons of charge. It can handle 2 at once. So, you know, your phone and your iPad or whatever else. And it's just, you know, standard USB stuff. So this thing has come in so handy. It carries so much of a charge that I can even, you know, say, because you sit down with somebody, you know, and they're like, oh, my battery. And I'm like, here, take this, you know, and it charges mine and theirs and it keeps on kicking for the entire trip. So, so this is called My Charge and it's the Adventure model. They are not giving me any kind of kickback whatsoever. It's just a good one. Okay, so on top of that, when you go through and you're going to be so inspired and take a billion photos, but when you get back, it's like, oh, where did I see that? Damn, what was that? Okay, so when you first walk into the showroom, take a picture of their sign. So wherever you are, I'm at Bernhardt. Now I'm going to go and take a picture of all the pretty things. So take a picture of their sign and then take a picture of their stuff so that when you kind of look through, you can say, all right, well, so here's their sign. So all of these things must be them because then I hit the next sign here and then those are their things. So that's just one tip. And it's a habit you have to get into. Take the photo of the sign before you take a picture of anything in their showroom. Other things that you should bring with you is a strap bag that will go over so that you are hands-free. It should have pockets, you know, to make your life easy. So you don't have to dig around too much. You want to bring a whole bunch of business cards and keep them in here. You want to have, you know, whatever girl stuff you need in here. You know, your gum, your hopefully not a tampon, but hey, we need them, right? Some other things you might want to carry around, Advil, because you're probably going to wind up overwhelmed or in pain at some point. So just to have this stuff on you, you know, it's helpful. And the hands-free thing. Now, if it's your first time and you want to collect as many catalogs as you can, as many of the free fabric samples as you can, then this little bag isn't going to cut it. They give you tons of free tote bags. You can go home with like 30 free tote bags. So you don't necessarily need to bring one unless you've got a favorite. What I do think, if it's your first time and you're going to be taking a lot of stuff around with you, you need the rolly bag. So these, you know, are 360 wheels, comes in really handy, lots of pockets. It's kind of bulky for the traveling. And when you're rolling around, be careful not to roll into other people. You know, it can get to be a bit much with everybody in their rolly carts. And I chose blue because everyone has black, so I can kind of find, and I also have our button on there. So it's not, I'm like, okay, that's mine. Because you're going to go to the closet where all the rolly bags are at the showroom and be like, that one. So you want, like your luggage, you want to be able to find it. Okay, so if you've gone a bunch of times, you don't need the rolly bag. They will mail you catalogs. You do not have to lug them around. Of all the shows I've ever been to, this is really, really well organized. A lot of the companies have a scanner, so the barcode that's on your admission thing that you wear everywhere you go, they bloop, little scan, and then they have you in their system. So when you say, I need catalogs, you are automatically getting that stuff. You're automatically signed up for their newsletter or whatever it is. What else can I tell you? Make appointments. So in your research of what is Maitland Smith? Do I like them? Is this a company I should look at? Do homework beforehand and figure out who your local sales rep is, make an appointment with that person, and that way you're going to find out exactly what it is that you need to do to open an account with them or not. Like maybe they won't even allow it. I mean, that's why Collaborate to Win exists. is so that every designer has access and good pricing. That's why we exist. So, but you're never going to find that out from the rando person who walks you around. It's going to be, oh, I don't know, I could find out, but I don't know. And is that person available? Probably not. And now we are in the time of COVID, right? So I think they're not just letting people wander through because they got to try to keep, you know, some distance, some social distancing. So you really need to make appointments then. And so then who do you make appointments with and how do you do that? So it just takes some time. You figure out where you want to go first and then try and get your appointments in. A lot of times I will say, I think I'm going to be in your area on Monday. And then I will text the sales rep and be like, actually, I'm here on Sunday. Are you free right now? And he'll say, I just finished. And then, you know, you can get that showroom done because you happen to be there for whatever reason. It's such a fun time, but it's also work. So you will be exhausted at the end of the day. But you know, it's so worth it because there really isn't any better place that you can go and open the drawer and look on the side and say, this is something of quality. I like their price point. I like the look. This is going to be a go-to for me versus, oh, this is garbage. It looked great on the internet and I'm so disappointed with it in person. I don't care what price it is. I couldn't sell this to my client. And you eliminate them. And there's really no other way to do that than in person, touching all of their things, and everything is there at High Point. So that's when you really just want to go to High Point. So if everyone's going this time around, be safe, wear your mask, wash your hands, don't touch your face. I don't know how we do that because I touch mine all the time. Just be careful. So, and enjoy and have fun and learn. And if you get back and you're like, okay, I can't open these accounts because they're asking for so much, you might want to join Collaborate to Win. Okay. That's it for me. I hope you have a fantastic time and get yourself to High Point. Bye.